What up? It is Lulu.
And Lala.
And today I'm going to talk about the frustration I had a couple of days ago. The New Jersey DMV motor vehicle sucks, and I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, Lord, here we go. Get ready.
Because they're liars. That's why. They are
Why do you
liars.
say that they're liars?
Because what is said on the website, not all of it is true.
How?
Here's my story.
Okay.
The real ID. You've been hearing it on the news for, I don't know, I feel like it's been years, okay? So you have to go get your real ID. I did an appointment 2 months ago
We both did.
to go get the real ID because then they're so swamped, right, with the abundance of people that need the real ID. I'm like, let me think ahead and make the appointment.
Okay.
A couple of days ago, it was my turn to go.
Both of us, we both
on a
went.
Tuesday, okay? Twinning Tuesdays, we went to the DMV. I get there, I had my birth certificate, my social security card, my valid passport, my valid driver's license, a bill, okay? I even went as far as bringing my global entry card, which if you guys have global entry, you need a background check. No, you just can't just, you know what I mean? Like you gotta get
for
verified.
global entry, you have to, you get interviewed, you get a background check. Like it's the
Right.
real deal.
So I even brought that in just so that they can have it.
You came extra prepared.
100%.
Okay.
I went on the internet before to make sure I had all my documents.
You checked out their website.
Yes, I did.
You read the fine print.
I did what a good law-obeying citizen does. I get to the DMV, I get to the counter, and they tell me, I'm sorry, but this bill, we can't accept it. Now, I thought they were joking with me. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm verified here. Clearly, it's me. It's Marianella, AKA Lulu. Okay, they're like, well, no, it has to be a utility bill. I'm like, well, I don't have a utility bill. Oh, well, then we need a credit card bill. I'm like, I don't have a credit card bill because I like to be eco-friendly and I do paperless. And even if I did, I'm like, I just don't have any credit card bills. Like, there's nothing for me to print out. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I told them, I have a hospital bill. Do you want to see the hospital bill? No, we can't accept that.
And that's actually pretty personal, a hospital bill.
So they're like, well, do you have your W-2s? And I'm like, I feel like that's an invasion of privacy. I don't need to be bringing in my W-2s or my tax information for you guys, for the DMV, the New Jersey DMV, to verify that I am who I am and that I am living where I'm living. What more do you want? You have passport. If you don't, you can't get into this country without your valid passport.
Maybe you should have given them a piece of your umbilical
So to me,
cord.
she's like,
Have you seen that meme, by the way?
maybe I should have done that. So to me, I'm like, I don't understand. And she's like, well, it was on the internet. It was on the website. If you went to the DMV website, you can see that it explains what bills are accepted or not. So then I looked at her. I'm like, you know what it also says, ma'am? That there are no walk-ins. And clearly, you, along with the security guard or the cop, I don't know what that man was, very nice, told us
Yep,
that
it's true.
Tuesdays are walk-ins for real ID. So should I listen to the website or do I listen, like who am I supposed to be listening to? And this is where I got very upset.
Right, because they're referencing the website, but you can't trust the website because
It's not right. And so I then feel bad for all those people that were put in the same position as I am. Not only did I waste my time, I waited 2 months for this ID. And then I told her, I live 8 blocks away from this DMV. I can run and come back. And she said no, that she'd give me a pass 2 weeks from now. I told her 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna be in Florida, in Miami at a family vacation. Then she told me, you'll have to make another appointment. And I said, well, why can't I walk in on Tuesday? And she's like, no, you have to make an appointment. So I'm like, you just finished telling me that Tuesdays are walk-in Tuesdays. But now I still have to make an appointment. Like, nothing makes sense here.
Okay, can I ask you something? And you have to be honest.
Yeah.
Were you giving her attitude?
No.
Because from what I've seen in my past times I've gone to the DMV, if you're nice and you're trying, you're compassionate, and every time somebody walks into the DMV, it's always chaos. So if you're nice, you stay cool, calm, and collected. They will have more sympathy, and they will be more willing to work with you. But if you go in there and you start with the eyebrow raising and that snappy attitude and on the website they're gonna be like, all right, this bitch is gone.
I wasn't with an attitude. In fact, I even cracked the joke and I'm like, do I really even need a real ID? Because I have a passport, and really the real ID is for you to travel domestically. I have the passport. I don't really need this.
So why were you there to begin with?
Because if I had my appointment, I might as well just go get it done. You know what I mean? Because if I do travel domestically, I don't have to always carry my passport. So to me, and again, I don't blame her.
Okay,
she was doing her job.
Right.
And it's not on her that what the website says isn't what they're saying in-house.
Okay, but I wasn't
with an attitude.
I was with you. Literally, we were in you were here. I was in 9 and you were in 8. Okay.
Right.
And so wait, let me finish. So then I was talking to her and she told me the same thing, because the same scenario that you went through, I went through. I didn't even bother talking back. I was just like, oh, okay, really? I don't understand it, but okay, I get it. It is what it is. The lady offered me for me to come back tomorrow or Friday, any day next week except Saturday, and that she would be, I don't even have to wait. I just go. It doesn't matter if it's walk-in Tuesday or not. Because I just didn't, I just accepted it. I'm like, okay,
right
cool.
now you're annoying me, because I have the right to ask her and question and be like, I don't understand why she didn't ask. She didn't tell me that. She told you, I can give you a pass and you can come back in 2 weeks.
Well, maybe she's new and she didn't know.
But so I questioned her, because if you are not allowed to question now anybody, then we have a serious problem. Then we all need to take flights and go to Cuba, because that's what it is.
Anyway.
And so you were nice and you didn't question anything. I was nice too. I didn't give her an attitude. I actually cracked the joke and I actually felt bad for her. But at the same time, I'm like,
no, I get it.
I wanted clarity, which is what I got afterwards. I'm like, okay, so these bills are not accepted. I'm going to have to see what I do to bring something else.
Right. Now, to their defense, I feel sorry for the people that work at DMV. At least here in New Jersey, because you have to think, everyone that you go in there, you walk in, you're probably dealing with a stupid boss, or a boss that isn't really on top of what they're supposed to be on top of, so you're carrying the weight of everything. Then you're dealing with people that don't come prepared and then start giving attitude because whatever reason. There's also a language barrier. A lot of the people that were at the DMV couldn't really speak the language, and they had other translators, and it was like a hot mess, chaotic. And also people that just don't understand. They don't have the capacity to understand. So it takes a lot of patience to work at the DMV too.
You also had a lot of old people, and then you had a lot of young people, and then
that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel bad for them, because maybe they do come in with a great attitude, ready to take on the day, and then they get smacked with attitude with people that just don't get it. It's chaos. Co-workers, the bosses probably are just as clueless as they are, and they have to deal with a lot. And also overworked, and maybe they're lacking help.
Maybe they're probably underpaid.
So it goes both ways.
I totally understand that. And that's why I said I don't blame the lady that was helping me. I blame motor vehicles as an institution, because it is 2025 and that antiquated system that they got going on is ridiculous.
That's true.
Okay? It's not even fair for the Americans that want to go and get their license, okay? Also, but then again, I have to go back and be like, you're in the customer service business.
Yeah, but
unfortunately, when you're in customer service, you have got to eat whatever comes at you with a smile on your face, because you're there to service the customer.
No,
whatever questions
agree.
they have, if they don't understand, if they're underprepared, if they don't understand, that's why you're there, to help them. And so I get it. It's annoying. We did radio, and we always had to put on a smile when we were out in the festivals, at the Kids Euphorias, or at the smile, because nobody cares about your problems, okay? When you're on that stage or you're cracking open that mic, It's all happiness and cheerful.
No, I get it. And Lord knows every time we shut the mic, there were days where we'd be crying in studio.
Or fighting.
Or fighting.
But that's not the listener's problem. And just like the customers that go into the DMV, it's not our problem what's going on behind scenes.
Right, 100%. I do. But a person could only have so much patience. If you've been nice and you've tried to help, you explain, you go the extra mile, and they're still not getting it, and then they pop attitude, you're gonna come to your limits where it's like, all right, I've done everything I can, and just kind of dismiss them.
Lala, I understand, but you've also been to the DMV, and there's sometimes you meaning the customer, we come in with a great attitude, like we did, and
do you think it's something that they spray in the air at all the DMVs, that it's never a good time at the DMV?
Why?
I don't know why.
It can't be that all the people that go there have issues. It can't be.
There's so many memes about the DMV. There's even a movie that they have sloths
at the DMV because it's so slow. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, this isn't something that's new. We have all gone through something, a bad experience at the DMV.
That's why it's good to have a hookup at the DMV. Anybody have a hookup at the DMV? By the way, just if you do, comment below. Just saying.
I still need my real ID.
Do you though?
No, I really don't. But then I think, I'm like, what if an emergency happens and I have to fly out to Nevada or to LA or Texas and I don't have my passport on me and I got to just run to the airport? Will I be able to travel? Is it going to be a problem?
Do.
Which is why I wanted the real ID.
You could always sweet talk your way across that checkpoint.
Needless to say, that was my experience at the DMV, and I actually got upset after I left the DMV and realized, wow, I just lost 2 hours of my life, and I'm never ever going to get them back. And they expect me to waste another 2 hours and make another appointment? Well, I don't think so.
Can I say something though?
I got such a migraine.
Wait. You got so agitated at going to the DMV when you knew. Everybody knows when you're going to the DMV, it's not going to be a smooth ride. You're going to deal with attitudes. Something's missing. You're going to have to go. Everybody knows this though. So you knew walking into the DMV that there could have been a possibility that something wrong would have happened. So the fact that you allowed yourself to get so agitated, you gave yourself a migraine.
Saying, but right now, but it shouldn't be like that.
No, it shouldn't.
I was prepared. I had all of my documents.
But
okay, I went in with a very happy face, and I was fine. I cracked jokes, like I said, and I left. It was then when I realized, wow, I just wasted a lot of time. I could have gotten a whole bunch of other stuff that I needed to get done. That was my frustration.
You're right.
So people shouldn't have to go in and assume they're gonna have a bad time at the DMV. What kind of life is that?
I'm not saying to assume.
So to
I'm
me,
just saying,
wait, let me finish. I have been very good after everything that I've gone through, trying not to agitate myself over stupid stuff.
I know,
so for me to have gotten to the point, I was upset at myself for getting like that because, like you said, we all know about the DMV, but it shouldn't be like that.
It shouldn't be like that, but life isn't fair, and it is what it is. I was just worried because then you got such a bad migraine that it lasted 2 days.
2 days.
2 days over what? The DMV? Was it worth it?
Yeah. I honestly wanted to get a bat and just start beating on stuff because I was so frustrated. And I'm like, I don't even need this. What's wrong with me?
Lesson learned. Is there no
point?
The
lesson here is you don't need a real ID if you don't plan on traveling domestically. So don't waste your time at all.
Another lesson here is don't stress what you can't control.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, we'll be back. Next time you see us, we'll be in bikinis at the beach. Lord knows what's going to be happening because we'll be with our entire family and nieces, and
I'm excited.
Woohoo! Peace out. Be cool. Don't stress out.
And don't go to the DMV. I'm out.